What is up, guys? You're tuning into this Okiru podcast. I'm your co-host, Jasper, and we thank you so much for spending this time with us. We hope you enjoy this episode. Make sure to follow us on our socials at okiru.apparel on Instagram, Okiru on Facebook, Okiru on YouTube, and also Okiru on major platforms such as Spotify and Apple Music. Thank you so much for spending this time with us. We hope you enjoy.
Okay.
What's your real name, man? Because I only know you by R.M.Congrats.
Yeah, so RM short for Richard Masigan. So my last name is Masigan.
Yeah. Oh, nice to meet you, Richard. I'm Jasper. But yeah, man, like it's really sick to be able to connect with you, bro. Like, just listen to your music and you tell me about how there's a deeper meaning behind that. Like, that's what I really appreciate about music as well, have that deeper message behind things. So like, tell us about that.
Yeah, just that's music, right? Like I try to make it as personal as possible, especially with my identity and myself as a person. I think I try my best to let my work speak for itself.
Yeah.
Because on social media in general, I'm much more of an introvert. Like I don't overshare my private life that much.
Yeah.
Music allows that to do that for me, obviously. And look, it's a different one. I think that's why with my first couple of singles, I was just very solely focused on building my identity, letting you know who I am through my verses, through the content and everything like that. So going back to what you were saying, I guess we can start with my first single. It was just more of, hey, I can rap. I made this beat, so that was me finally feeling comfortable enough to put a beat out to my peers and friends. And it's interesting enough because I've been a rapper for such a long time. Probably, I'm 34 now, so yeah, definitely up there. But I started in year 11 and 12.
Nice.
I've always been a fan of music because of my older brother. Like he's 4 years older than me, so I think that influence of like having like, he used to always play Biggie, Tupac, and just everything under the sun. And year 11 and 12, I met this other artist named LOC. He's still rapping today. And so just especially being the only two fellows in high school. We just, you obviously connect straight away. We connected straight away on this basketball, man.
Yeah, man.
Philly thing. So and then when he told me he rapped, I was like, oh, that's amazing because I've always been a fan of rap. And yeah, then we used to just chop it up, obviously after school, whatever. And just going, I'm going all over the shop, but
all good
to how I started. Yeah, so I've just known how to rap for such a long time. And I think obviously being a dad at a young age, I had my son when I was about 21.
Oh,
and
nice.
I think at that time, obviously, yeah. So, but especially being very young at that time, I'm just sort of, obviously priorities change.
Yeah.
People do different things. And, but because of my peers and friends and them continuing to make music, I've always just been in the cut for a long time, like whether it's being at their shows, supporting the music, just being in their, in their social circles all the time. And yeah, that's kind of the reason why I've just kept it up. Like just sort of always wanted to eventually jump back into it. So now that son's definitely old enough, now he's like, 13, 14. Like it's pretty growing faster. Yeah, a lot more now, especially with lockdown that happened as well. So I just sort of just went, you know what, it's time. I'm in a better place in my life than I was when I was 20. So career-wise, I did a lot myself to just sort of get to where I am now. And now that I have the stability financially, I can just do this 100% in my downtime, which is awesome. Especially during lockdown, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm a rapper, artist, but I thought, my best friend, Christian Joseph, I don't know if you know him. He's been a beat maker for so long. And he used to actually live with me at one point as well.
Oh, so nice.
Just sort of brushed off onto me, and I thought, just come around and try and make my own beats. So where I am today, after that first single, Deeper Tonight, I just shared it around to all my peers and friends that I've known for so long. And, crazy enough, and LSE jumped onto it. And since Santos from Melbourne. So he's like one of your fellow artists.
Right. Now, like, I'm not too familiar with like the music side here, man. Like, I'm pretty uncultured in that space, but I want to learn more about it, especially, connecting with you and connecting with other creatives. I think it's just be a great opportunity for us to build those communities together, man.
Yeah. No, definitely. It's definitely in a good space now. I think, especially with just music in general in Australia, we're such a young country. I just feel like it's so normalized now, and I'm just very, very lucky to be in a position where I am now, where I can just put myself out there and just put this music out, man. So I guess that just going back to that first single, just to establish that, hey, I can rap and I can do music. And then I think from there, I wanted to do something different, just offer something different. I think music is about variety, and I don't know, my perspective just changed. Obviously, it changes when you're in your early 20s to your 30s, just looking at things from a different scope. And I feel like now I'm just expressing myself authentically through me, telling my story, because everyone's different, right? So
that's beautiful, man. Like, it takes a lot of courage to do that as well, because sometimes like we have that temptation to just fall on what's trending, fall onto what's going to attract more attention, as opposed to just being who you truly are, man.
Yeah, definitely. I feel that too. And sometimes, I guess it comes back to just being mentally ready and being 100% sure of yourself. Just knowing that, trends are trends. And I totally get it. When I was in my 20s, I used to just be like, oh, that's trending. I might add that into in my set or something, I think it's just subjective, man, at the end of the day. Yeah. Like, I just look at it. I look at music these days, and my own art in particular. If I stopped, in a healthier way. I started comparing as if like, oh, look at all these NBA teams. Not everyone's going to like the Lakers. Everyone's going to like the Bulls. Like everyone's
exactly
teams and different likes. And that's just how I see it. And I go, well, if I put myself out there and put what I like, the right people will gravitate towards it.
100%.
Yeah, exactly. And then you just sort of build your own sort of, identity off that and sort of fan base, I guess. Yeah.
Man, that's awesome. You mentioned like how you're mentally ready now. Like, what did it take to get to this point?
I think for me, we are our own worst critics at the end of the day.
We are, man.
Yeah. I think for me, I think I was always, because I tapped out for so long, when I decided to get back into music 3 years ago, I was trying to find my sound again. So I guess just practicing a lot, recording unreleased songs and just raps on my phone, basically.
Yeah.
10 beats. So I've probably made about maybe 10 beats before I decided to be comfortable to release the one or two I did put out there. Just sort of doing that, just trial and error. And then I think for my mental headspace, it's kind of like, well, if I think it's perfect for its time and I know I've done the hard work and I think it's sonically okay, and I'm comfortable with it and I know I tried my best, then I'm confident enough to just put it out there. And even not to someone else's standard, at least I know that, hey, look, I put this out and I know it's not the best beat comparing it to other, goats out there. So,
exactly, man.
But if I can one day get as good as them and look back at this and go, wow, I've come far. Because I feel like, if you don't just try, then you're never going to put anything out. You're going to keep procrastinating, comparing.
Exactly.
And time you get lost in the sauce like that, you kind of just have to know that, you're just starting and it's okay. Like, it's not, if it doesn't get received well, like, by everyone, then that's okay. Because even the best beats today, some people are still sort of like, it's not 100% support. Know what I mean?
Exactly. It's like what you said, man. Everyone has their own taste. Everyone has their own flavor that they like. We can't float everyone's boat. So it's just about like being your genuine self. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, man, and I guess that single dropped. It was around June, so I've been even really like to the public eye in music in the sort of scene for the last 6 months, man. And Spotify, just obviously helped a lot with that, and just watching my peers do it as well. It's kind of, I'm just kind of playing catch up now. It's funny because from the outside looking in, it's like, hey, this guy's just starting, and it's pretty decent. It's like, no, I've been doing this for such a long time.
Yeah.
It's not advertised. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
man. Like, people have that assumption about you that you're only just starting, but man, you've been building this craft for a long time. What has been some of your greatest learnings, over the years?
Blessed to have musical friends, to be honest. And especially like, in real life, like sleeping on their couches, watching them do it, being cut all the time, because I was always dipping in and out. There used to be times where they need a verse there's like a gap in the song. They'd be like, hey, Rich, still sharp with the pen, right? Just jump on if we need you. Yeah. It's funny because like we have so many records, like you might find it in if you rabbit hole YouTube, you'll find some a lot of my verses on my friend's tracks, just like random 16 raps.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, and it's just been that way, and I think that's why I've just I think even though I wasn't present in the public eye with music, I just always had, like, I always worked on my craft.
Yeah.
Just to be a sort of support for my mates and when they need me, and just being a fan of music, because it becomes a habit. Like I enjoyed doing it. Like sometimes I'm in the car and I think of six bars and I'm like, oh crap, and I write it in my notes just so that it's there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. What was, like, I know we talked a bit about lockdown during our messages and stuff like that, and some of your music was about it. Like, what was your experiences with lockdown? How were you coping with it? Just tell us about how you went through it.
So lockdown, obviously, you end up like, touch wood. I still had income coming in. So luckily enough, I didn't lose my job. I still had income, and I was able to just, instead of spending your money on like, going out, and obviously just the most logical reason to spend the lockdown money was just to spend it on music stuff. So speakers, getting Logic Pro, all the programs, right? So that was the first thing I did. And next thing was learning. So I like actually learning how to produce was, so Christian Joseph taught me a bit, but I also paid my friend from, I don't know if you know him, I'm not sure if you do, his name's Billy. And he grew up here, but now he lives in Melbourne. So right. I paid for Zoom meetings just to sort of like learn how to do the basic beat productions through him. And that helped a lot. Honestly, he kind of just set me up the right way in order to understand like beat maps and just how it all works in general. So once I had that down, lockdown sort of, I guess you have so much time. So I wanted to just, I'm such a planner. Like in June, I was like, okay, this is how I want to do my singles. I need to come out strong with a beat and a feature. Like I just had it all planned out. And by December, I want to have at least 4 singles. Yeah. So this is where I am now. And my next book comes out in 2 weeks. And every single for me is very important. I think I'm not trying to be a perfectionist. I'm just trying to find the perfect balance. It's not about hitting everything right, executing right. It's just planning right, and then like doing the best you can throughout what you do. So like the second, like I got really lucky. That second beat I made called Lo-Fi Mood. I think this is around the time we met. I've always been into, like, as a brand, and just I have so much interest, but I've always been into anime. I've been to Japan twice.
Oh, damn.
Just the culture and everything. Like, Yeah, you can kind of say I'm a bit of a weeb. You know, I've RPG games, like everything. But I remember Final Fantasy, like
damn.
But then that's how I discovered you guys. So when I noticed your brand, I was like, follow straight away. And I thought that was so dope. You're like filler, you know, your branding, your clothing line, and just your podcast. Like again, you put yourself out there, and you attracted like someone with similar taste like me. Yeah, so I thought that was great, and I wanted to do that so that's going back to what I was saying about my second single. I just wanted to do something like what you're doing with your brand. I kind of wanted to do that through music. So I did lo-fi mood. So I was like, sort of, oh man, there's lo-fi music everywhere without lyrics. So I thought, a lo-fi beat with some trap 808 drums, speed it up a little bit so you can get a rhythm on it. And then next thing you know, I always wanted to create like a lo-fi beat rap. When the beat was first completed, I just put it on my stories. I was just kind of shop it around. Yeah. And odd hour too, being locked down, it was like 3 a.m. So I was like, my sleeping pattern was sort of like messed up.
Yeah.
I'll just put it. And then eyes are on it. Then Tess Anthony from New Jersey was just kind of like, we just linked through that, and I sent her the beat. And then next thing you know, we exchanged details, numbers. We were just voice clipping each other, ideas. Hey, what do you want to do? And I explained to her, hey, this is what I want to do with this. I feel like your voice and your cadence will definitely cater to a track like this. Your sound really as nonchalant as sort of my rap. So I kind of thought we were the perfect balance in that sense. And so we chopped it up. Like I wrote the ideas for the hook first. So I said, look, the track's going to be called Lo-Fi Mood. Let's talk about the subject of lo-fi. What does lo-fi make you feel when you listen to it? So so we just talked about being in it, like being in your room, reflecting, and that's pretty much what it was. And that took months and months. So that was around June, July, and then I didn't release it till only like a month ago. Not that long ago, man. A month and a bit. And being all the way from New Jersey, like that was crazy too. She just that's like, because that's the thing, right? Like people hit you up all the time, and like it's about following it through.
Exactly.
Like so many opportunities with people from other countries, and it just kind of went flat. Like either, and silence is also another form of communication. So
it is, man.
Like, all right, I guess it's dead, and like you can kind of read the writings on the wall, right? But with her, it was so easy. It was so, I think we just messed with the track and each other so much that it was just organically, like I could see, like, oh, it's definitely going to get done. But to my point, she did her verse. So, so the hook's like, my feet kicking back in my room, my lo-fi mood. She's like lighting blunts with the moon on my lo-fi mood, chilling and vibing on my bed. This ain't checkers, this is chess. Queen Gambit, I'm the best. Like, so Queen Gambit was on Netflix, and at that time, we just kind of incorporated it all. And that was awesome, man. And my verse was so important to me because I was sort of like, my message was my relationship with music. So it might seem like I'm talking about a girl in a dry way, because I start off my verse with, brace yourself. What do you expect of me? In 10 years, we question all this, energy. So I'm saying basically in 10 years, I've been sort of flaking with music, like my battle with music and my own mental space for it. I've been like teasing. I've been questioning it for so long, whether I want to do it or should I do it or not do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then eventually that's that message, right? And then I'll finally get to put it out there. And then my reasons as well. So just aside from being a single dad and having different priorities, the ones that really stuck with me, understand this growth with me, like my friends, just understand it, man. And it was great to just put that on there. And then, so even in the second half of that verse, it's still about music. Like, so look at the moon, it's a lo-fi mood. Like magic shrooms, your psychedelic music. Yeah, your emotions opens and empathetic. You give hope, like paramedics, because music gives hope, right? Like when people are feeling down. I'm hip hop, you academics, like it's just stuff like that. I just thought the play was so true to how I was feeling about my relationship with music for this long. Yeah,
man, that was awesome. Like, I remember when I first listened to it, I had it like repeat. I was like, man, this is a dope vibe, man. I was just in my room, just like, and I was legit in my room, just chilling, and you get your own vibe. What that lo-fi means to you.
100%. Yeah, I think I just wanted to put that out there. And I know there's a genre there's like a playlist genre on Spotify called jazz raps. I think that's the closest thing I can find to something that sort of labels lo-fi with a rap on it. Jazz raps, hip hop, like it's more of a boom bap feel. I think I just wanted to give more of a sonic 808, like a different type of vibe to it, like a different fusion. I wouldn't say modern, I'd say just a different fusion to it, and having her vocals on it definitely helped. So she's great, man. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Do you look forward? Is collaborating with other artists something you want to do more, or do you want to become more of a solo artist?
That's a good question. I think I take it in steps. Like I've had these so the first two were collabs. The third single was solely solo. And I think that for me was important to establish, hey, this is what I sound like on my own, and I can carry myself, have my own hook. So aesthetic was that for me. So aesthetic was just, that song aesthetic was just more like, hey, this is like, I can just do it by myself as well. So
that's it.
And then I think, and then my fourth single that's coming out is more just on a rap vibe. So this time around, I didn't make the beat. I wanted to reach out to someone else that I was messing with peer-wise. His name is Amir. No, sorry, edit that out. His name's Brooke De Niro, but he changed his name to A minor. So he's in Santos's producer, and we've been chopping it up for a long time, just DMs and whatnot. So he sent me a couple of beats, and I was just like, hey, I just want to purely freestyle and show you my rap skills. So my next single is just purely, it's called Bio Freestyle. So it talks about me and like on a more darker light, like things that I've dealt with growing up in my society, and also showcasing different flows. So I just rap for like, I don't even know how many bars it is. I haven't counted yet, but I pretty much for 3 minutes and 44 seconds straight, like just
damn.
Yeah, and it's not just like, it's not just like a thesaurus where it's just lyrical words. It's got like a story through it as well.
Yo, I can't wait to hear it, man.
And I'm definitely excited for it. So that drops on midnight Sydney time, or 16th on Thursday the 16th of December, midnight. So when you wake up, you'll see that. You'll see
dope. I'm gonna put a notification for that, man.
Yeah. So just to answer your question, more of a solo artist, I think. Look, if the right opportunity comes, depending on who I'm featuring with or for, definitely always down to feature for someone. Now that's in music terms, that is a lot easier because I'm not like, it's sort of, it's like how would I reference it? It's kind of like an assist in basketball. Someone just passes the perfect pass. You're in the lane, all you got to do is lay it up. So it's kind of set up for you.
Gotcha.
Reach out to me and say, hey, I've got a gap in a track, or can you feature on this? No problem, send me the beat. The work's done, like it's their track.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm always down for that. In terms of featuring for my tracks, taking a break for now. I think I'm just sort of just working on more solo stuff in the next year, because I do want to progress my sound. I'm tapping into melodically rapping more now, so doing a bit more of a melodic sound. Just sort of experimenting again. I think this Christmas break, I've also invested in a lot more music, like sort of beat stuff, like different drums. I bought stuff online where just to sort of enhance my sound a bit more. And I want to build that skill set. So I just feel like, so more solo, I think, in the next 3 to 6 months, to be honest, just to establish versatility. Like I can songwrite, I can write hooks for other people, but this time it's just, hey, like, let's just tap into different sort of ears as well. Yeah.
Nice. When you make your music, your singles, do you plan ahead or do you like do it single by single?
Single by single now. I'd say now it's like that, but in June for my rollout, it was definitely, these 4 singles were definitely planned in advance.
Yeah.
Crazy. I had to scrap one single called I just didn't do it in time. It's called Mental Health, and I wanted to drop it during lockdown. But like if I did it now, it doesn't slap the same because we're out of lockdown.
Exactly, true.
Yeah. But that's okay. I could always shelf that. There's probably about 3 singles I had to shelf. Just one, I would drop it if it was the right time, I think, or even, and that's like anything, right? I probably wasn't super happy with some of the verses as well. And I guess I could just, that's the beauty. I could just leave it there and tap into it later. But just single by single, man, definitely. In the future.
Damn, that's awesome, bro. Are you gonna plan to release an album or are you just gonna stick with singles?
Still, I think it's no, this is just my opinion. I can't speak for everyone else. I think it's my position now. I think Spotify, just having single to single and build my sort of catalog through Spotify is my goal. If I have a big enough following to a point where, I generate like heaps and heaps of streams just without trying, then I'll definitely put like an out or an album. I think, it is such a big commitment now. I mean, just to put all your energy into like 10 songs, if you just like 10 song EP or album, just when you're starting out it's going to, I feel like it will delay you a lot and get your hype down a bit. I feel like right now I'm just trying to want to keep building, single to single and get that momentum. Because I'm pretty much dropping a song once a month since June, or roughly, but once every 2 months or so. Yeah.
That's pretty good, man. What's the plan for 2022?
Get better at beat making. That's definitely goals. The first 3 singles the beats were produced and made by me, mixed and mastered. I don't know if you guys understand that. So I make the beats raw and then I send it off to my mix master engineer, which is my mentor,
right?
Christian Joseph. He cleans it up for me a lot. So he actually he will like just make it sound cleaner. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but just more studio sort of professionalism through it. And that's one thing that I will look into in the future. But right now I'm more of just a beat maker artist, not a mix master engineer. Because there's only so much time in my day, especially working full time and having a partner and just stuff in general. But I'm just glad supportive partner too. Like she's all for this music and gets to just let me be in my zone, man. And that's important too. Just support in your real downtime,
100%. Where do you what's the vision for your music? Like, where do you just see this as a hobby thing, or do you want to take this to the next level as much as you can?
Yeah, definitely take it to the next level as much as I can. I feel like there's no better time than now, right?
Yeah.
Especially my influences. I was Googling this the other day because every artist I admire now, I kind of just Google how old they are.
Yeah.
So, I'm shocked to realize that, the people I loved listening to in the early 2000s was like Wale, J. Cole and Drake. And they're all like around my age, like 30, 34. I found out I thought they were older because they just got, but they got famous when they're like 12, 10 years ago. So about 2010, it's interesting, man. And I definitely gravitate towards those sort of artists. Obviously, early days, I was listening to a lot of old school boom bap rap, like Tupac, Big L, like Mace, Fabulous. But I googled Fabulous the other day, and he's like 42, and I'm like,
oh damn,
20. Like 10 years ago, I was like 22, 24, and Fab was probably 34 at the time. That trips me out, No, it's exciting, and I just get shocked all the time. Even 2 Chainz, he didn't blow up till he was like 38.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he's quite up there. Jim Jones is like 52, man, and he was, he didn't really. I feel like he's such a more solid artist now than he was in his 20s, but. Yeah, I just do Googles, man. It's definitely
sick, man.
I get back to your question. Just want to get build a fan base, build a following. There's a lot of artists in Melbourne I look up to that I really feel like resonate with what I'm doing with my sound as well.
Yeah.
So shout out to them, like Remedy, Sin Santos. There's another guy named Riku I just started connecting with recently. I'll link you all of them.
Yeah, man. 100%. Like, we'll give them a follow, see if we can connect with them. Hopefully we can join into that community and like grow together, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe that's a sign to come to Melbourne, bro. Like, come down here.
Yeah, man. And it's great what you're doing as well, because you just sort of started out as well, have you? Or?
Yeah, we started November 2019, so pretty much in our second year. So still young, man, still young.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's awesome, dude. There's definitely still early days, but I really feel like, I don't know. Tell me how you feel about this. Do you feel like the Filipino culture in Sydney, just Filipinos in general, I feel like it's a lot more mainstream now in the public eye than it ever was in the last even 2 years, man. And like, I just feel like when we have more of an identity across the world now than we ever did for the longest time.
Yeah. I think we are, man. Like, just thinking about it, even here, the community is growing. You'll see a lot of events that are like, oh man, you guys are feeling, you have that connection. It's crazy. Yeah. So it's really good that we're putting our nationality out there. We're making a name for ourselves, and I guess going against the grain of what we're used to, like, being a nurse or all those other professions, type of thing.
Being sort of pigeonholed into like, oh, you're nurses.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly.
Yeah.
Did you ever get any, like, I guess, hate for choosing music and pursuing that?
100%. I think, again, that was the battle we were having with, 10, 12 years ago. It wasn't normalized, man. And when we told, like, when me and my friends back then told people we rapped, it was kind of like, ha ha ha. It was like a party trick where every time I spit a freestyle, and then it's like, oh. But I feel like now is, again, no better time than now. It's such a good space now. Everyone gets to just express themselves, and even people just get it now. Like this different, because I don't know how you felt about this. I feel like maybe in like 10 years ago, things were just so different in Australia. Like you only, like, people are like, oh, that's the best. That sounds best. Now it's sort of like all subjective, man. You can say, not everyone likes that sound. Not
exactly.
Everyone. Yeah. So I feel like better now, but definitely in the past it was tough. It was tough. And we used to rap on like MySpace and shit like
damn. That. No way. MySpace, well, sheesh.
YouTube covers, and I'll dig it up for you, man. I'll show you. We had a group called Round Circle. So there's a bunch of fillers from different areas. We just made this group, and at the time, I think we were the only fillers rapping, because there was fillers that were like breakdancing, dance comps and stuff. Yeah. But it was like trying to just push music out at the time, and that we learned a lot from that, for sure. It was 50-50. So, like, there's people that, and there's the people that didn't mess with it, obviously, and there was people that messed with it but never publicly admitted it.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Fine, it's all new. Like anything new is scary, right? Until it becomes until there's more support on paper. Yeah,
100%. Like change is so uncomfortable for people that they hate it. They hate it in their guts, man. And it's just like, bro, like, why are you changing? Just be back to your normal self. It's like, nah, man, I want to grow. If I want to grow, I got to change.
Man, yeah, 100%. I feel in our, I guess, being creatives in general, you just got to have an open mind. I feel like, and again, just my opinion. I feel like if you stick with the same, like if you're just gonna stay closed and have the same, like not be open to different. I don't know how to explain it, man. I feel like just be sure of who you are and be accepting different morals, and not 100%. Have morals affect yours. Like just accept, because everyone grows up differently. I feel like I can respect your morals, even though they're like totally different to mine. I can respect yours for you because that's your life.
Exactly.
Like, someone grows up rich and they like a younger me be like, oh, he's rich, they're still rich. I'm sort of like, nah, like you were born that way, dude. That's not like, I get it.
Exactly. Yeah. 100%, man. I think like what you were talking about before, how people are more open-minded. There's like that paradigm shift now that's happening, like especially with the younger generation. They're kind of opening their minds to different things, and that's kind of like influencing us because we're in the middle of it as well, right? We're allowing ourselves to become more accepting of everyone's individual identity, and that's what's beautiful about it, right? Yeah, and we get to be we just have a more like adult perspective on it, and I think, and that's important. One song that really stood out to me was J. Cole's song "Middle Child." I don't know if you heard "Middle Child." Probably, I've heard of it, but I don't remember it.
Yeah. If you break it down, so he's basically saying he's got the lessons of the OGs, and he's the middle part of the era now where that he can also understand the new generation of creatives as well. So, and just adapting, like fusing both and making sure that it's that his balance, right? Yeah. So, yeah, man, I just feel like just finding that perfect balance of like because you don't want to adapt to what's too new, like 100% being where you're at, especially for someone in their 30s. Like being a middle child is saying, like, I understand the new stuff and I understand for them, so I will adapt that, but in my own way. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if you get that, but I just feel like that's the beauty of where we are in, like, as a society, and just like, again, music always changes, right? There's always new trends, and but you can always see the influence too with all of them. Exactly,
you can.
Like without T-Pain, there would be no auto-tune. Yeah, like I was watching T-Pain on Twitch, and he was like, definitely he was the first guy to really, even at that time when he did auto-tune, it wasn't received 100% well. Like Usher, he said that Usher dissed him. Like, oh, you're relying on that. That's not natural, And years later, I just saw on my newsfeed that him and Usher, like, are now good now. So he's like, oh, sorry. It was just, see, again, anything new is scary, right?
Yeah.
Like I remember even mumble rap, people were like, there were so many people hating on it, but I was so used to new trends that I was just kind of like, oh, you know what? I don't understand it. I don't hate it. And I'm sure there's a reason why people like it. Yeah. And it's a sonically different thing. Like it's,
Exactly. Exactly, man. Like, honestly, bro, there shouldn't be any room for like hateful or hurtful words, bro. Like, just show love. If you don't understand it, like, just appreciate what's being created, man. Because people put effort into that. They put their blood, sweat, and tears into that. Yeah.
It's like, exactly. You just got to respect that's they spent time and crafted this. And I mean, like, not everyone will like it, but on paper, it shows that it's definitely gone global. Yeah. Like, everyone likes it. So, and that's it. You can't hate on that,
Exactly.
Yeah, so like it's like that old Jay-Z saying, "Numbers lie, women." You know, no. Because men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So I just feel like, yeah, like I try not to get too caught up on the numbers. I mean, for myself, I think it's good to see it. I'm obviously a big following the numbers, but I used to, in my 20s, I used to like really focus on that. Oh,
yeah.
Now I need to get to 2,000 followers, 2,000 followers. I'd rather have more organic followers than hype trend followers. Does that make sense?
100%, man.
I could make a record today that I could say the most explicit, rude shit and get viral for it, but I wouldn't feel right in my heart. It's not me.
Exactly.
It's kind of like, yeah. Like kind of like 6ix9ine. You know, he was so like explicit, and he got famous for it, like just being on. I like it. Look, I remember 6 months ago, and he had like 500 followers.
Yeah,
just about my personal life.
Yeah, man.
Like now it's been climbing. Every single that drops, I think I'm about just over 1,000 now, which is quite humbling. And I'm just seeing the interaction, like people just are like accepting it, commenting on it, whether it's peers, people I grew up with. Yeah, man, and even new people like yourself, like just sharing, you know. And I really appreciate every support I can get, to be honest. Yeah.
That's it, man. It's just about showing love. It's just spreading love, man. And like, I'm not gonna share your music if it's not good. Like, I enjoy listening to your music, man, but I also listen to a diverse amount of music. So, but every time I get to see it, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna pop this on. I'm like, oh damn, I'll put on repeat a few times. I'm like, all right, this shit's like fire, bro.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it.
Yeah, 100%, bro. Like when that latest single comes out, definitely gonna post it everywhere, share it around, and people gotta know, man. People gotta know the fire spitting out.
Definitely, I gotta get some merch off you, man. It's on my list, like to buy stuff from your brand, and I'll definitely do it soon, man.
Hey, bro, no stress at all. Just let us know. We'll try to hook you up, man. Like, it's just all love, man. Like, we understand, bro. The world's gone to crap. Everyone's got their own priorities. Like, for us, it's kind of like whoever buys it. We're just gonna produce stuff. You know, that's it. We're just producing out of love. But at the same time, it's the most important part is the message we're sending, and like the stories, and just connecting with people, man. That's the main part of this, bro. Like, that's what we want to do. Yeah,
for sure, man, for sure. So what's next for you guys? Like, I know you guys are building, like, you got your branding, your clothing line, and obviously your podcast. You're trying to keep that consistent.
Yeah. Doing our best, man. Next year, our main focus next year is we want to really build that community, and we really want to share more stories. We really want to connect with more people. So we're devising a strategy for that now. I won't say too much, but like our goal is to try and connect with as many people as we can and try to share their story and really bring our communities together, man. Like, we don't see competition like our competitors' competition. We just want to see everyone to grow and succeed together, man.
Yeah, it's more like it's an alternative, right? Like, there's so many podcasts, there's so many musicians. It's just, if it's for you, it's for you.
Exactly right, bro.
Yeah, that's it. Like, it's like anything, man. Like, if you want to follow it if you relate to it, and that's the beauty of it, right?
100%, man. Like, even for us, we weren't looking at the numbers. Like, there was other brands that started with us, and they like grew so many followers, and we're just like, you know what, bro? Like, just that slow growth. Like, we're not gonna buy followers. We're not gonna build that fake community. It's going to be all organic, going to be natural. Whoever follows us, we want them to follow us because of our message, not because of, oh man, like they're doing a giveaway, or like, it's because of this, right?
It's trending, let's follow.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly, man. Anyway, bro, like, I'm gonna end this podcast because I got other stuff to do, but man, it was really good talking to you. Like, I really appreciate like you spending the time, and I hope we can catch up again soon. Before we end this podcast, 3 questions I'd like to ask you. What are you grateful for? What have you realized? And what is a question you want to ask yourself or the listeners?
That's interesting. So what I'm grateful for starters, is Health, man. Health is definitely important. Won't get into too much detail, but I guess just a quick one. Like, my dad's 70 now, man.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So in the 80s, and like I'm now just sort of just grateful for having good health. That's super important to me. Mental health too. So just learning how to connect these two, like
that's it, bro.
And your brain. Make sure that whatever you do, make sure that they're working together and not versus the other.
100%.
Feeling something, and then your brain's like, it's not smart to do.
Yeah, so, exactly, man. Exactly.
So what was the second one? The second one is,
what have you realized?
What have I realized? That just everything we were talking about today, man, just that there's something there for everyone. So don't be discouraged.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Just if the intention's there, then people will follow you. And like, if there's good intention, and the numbers speak for itself, man. There's so many people out there in the world. And as much as we think there's so many artists and producers and creators, it's a small percentage compared to all the other aspects of life. There's definitely more people working at Woolies than there are others. So, like, we're just, just go for it. All I can say is that if, especially take it from me, a guy that was procrastinating for 10 years and being a single dad, like had all the odds stacked against me for not doing this.
Yeah.
Like, especially in Philly culture where our parents are like, they sandbox you in. They're just, you shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what I realized. And the last one is, the last question was, sorry, mate.
What is the question you ask yourself, or you want to ask the viewers or listeners?
Question I ask myself constantly is where do I take it from here? I think the question I'm trying to ask myself during this holiday festive break is, what's next? I've kind of figured it out, but not all the way. With viewers, I think feedback important to me. If I'm okay with constructive criticism, like, especially if it's coming from a genuine place. Like, if you're gonna say like, this isn't good, like, and you have your reasons, like, I'm open to that, because then I'm okay with, like, I'm okay with being accountable for what you think is wrong and what 100%. You think is coming right, because how am I supposed to learn if there's a lot of people just telling you, great, it's good, and then it's
exactly
flat? It's like, you learn, like,
exactly, bro. You gotta have some context behind whatever is being said, right? Yeah,
just obviously context.
Yeah, that's it, bro.
Don't just message me and be like, "Oh, that's trash," and then that's it.
Exactly. It's like, where was the trash? Like, is that it? Is that all you got, bro?
Yeah. The whys is important, definitely, and being okay with that, being mentally okay with hearing negative things. Yeah, that's fine. Like, I've had some producers hit me up and say, I think the mixing could have been a bit better, or I think you're too, like, you're too close to the mic, or the sound, the levels are like, and they're all different perspectives. I had someone say, the mixing's great. Yeah. So it's just kind of like just taking everything in and making sure, whatever you do next, you can see the progress from the previous thing that you've done.
Yep.
So your podcast, right? Like, I'm sure you've media trained yourself to do your next podcast. Like, you'll learn from this and be like, I'm going to do this next time. Yeah. And that's what it's about, just falling forward,
100%, bro. Yeah. Yo, that's beautiful, man. Like, I love your mindset. I love the way you think. I love the direction you're taking your music. And it's so genuine, man. Like, people need to hear it. People need to they need to know about you, bro. They need to know about you. So where can they find you? How can they,
so just very simple, R.M.Congrats. So I'll tell you a story.
Please do, man. Please do.
So it's funny. It was more of an inside joke between friends for a long time. So I was because I've always just wanted to go by RM. So Richard Masigan. I just wanted to do that because it's me, obviously. But then I realized, you're gonna laugh. I realized when I was typing it, trying to get verified on Spotify, I was typing it in like thousands of RM artists. Eric. And then the biggest one was RM from the singing group BTS.
Oh God, bro.
And then I went, oh shit, he's famous and he has that name. There's no way I can run with that anymore.
No, man, no way.
Like his name's Rap Monster, and it's like I'm just like, damn, BTS already beat me before I could get ripped, man.
Yeah, bro.
So the congrats part was funny because I was at a party and I don't know, I was really drunk and everyone was saying, all right, like, when someone says, all right, laters, man, take care, go home. I was at a party and someone was leaving and I was like, laters, man. And I said, congrats. And they go, what? I said, I don't know. And that became the running joke. So people, when I say bye now, it's like, it's like, instead of saying, laters, G, take care, it's like, congrats, bro. And then they get like, for what? And it's like,
I love that.
Just call yourself R.M.Congrats. And the only place I've heard like you use that terminology is like at weddings and stuff.
Yeah, man.
So at weddings it'd be like, congrats, man. Like, but anyway, it's very simple, but it's definitely my sense of humor. Like I've always been the joker in the group, in my group of friends, the clown, so to speak, and it's the comedic sense to it. Like my biggest influence right now musically would be Jack Harlow and Drewski. I don't know if you follow them, but Jack Harlow is a great artist, and he has a comedic best friend that he blew up with at the same time. Drewski, I don't know if you heard of him, but their banter is just what I really do with my friends, and it's just like I'm glad they're blown up so much now. Yeah.
Man, I love that story behind your name, bro. Like, it's so good you have a story behind it that's actually funny. So that's it, man. That's it. Anyway, brother, like really appreciate you taking the time. It was so freaking awesome catching up with you and actually meeting you. Hopefully we get to meet in person, man. Like hopefully stuff gets to open up and we get to go Sydney or you get to come to Melbourne. It'd be so good to catch up with you, bro.
All right, man. Well, I guess see you later and congrats, bro.
Thank you. All right, we're ending it there, bro. Congratulations. Congrats, man. Congrats, bro.
Even my beat tag, my friend goes, my friend, he's a DJ, so he changed his name to DJ Regards.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Oh.
And like when I say my beat tag, my friend goes, are you saying congrats to yourself or to someone else on your beat? And I said, just congrats in general. Like,
Yeah, that's it, man. That's it, bro. Oh, man. Anyway, guys, thank you for listening. It was so awesome to catch up with R.M.Congrats. Always take care, always stay safe, and always get up. Peace.
Okiru.